Welcome everyone, I'm Fausto Carnevale, Italian tax accountant and international tax consultant. In this video I will talk about the strategy to adopt, or even better, things to consider strategically before moving to any country in Europe. Because as you saw, we are talking in this channel about Italy in particular, Belgium, because we live also in Belgium, Portugal, and we have also doing new videos for Albania. The purpose of this channel is to explore different tax schemes to try to help you legally to avoid taxes. But today I want to talk about a specific topic because we received different requests, especially from people who already have a family or people who are starting a family. We can consider people who want to settle more or less. So I say, okay, I want to move in a country, not only for the taxes, but because I want to spend time with my family, with my parents, will have children hopefully. So I'm looking for a compromise. And this is a thing that you need to consider. So before moving to a place, do not consider only the tax point of view, but you need to consider also the well-being. In this video I'm talking more to people who has between 40 and 45 years old, between 40 and 50 years old, which may already have a family, meaning children. And so what would I do if I were you? Like, what would I do in terms of considering north of south of Italy, Portugal, and also thinking long term? Because if you are 45, let's say, you should consider also what would you do when you'll be 60? Am I correct? What would you do when you'll be, I don't know, 70? Or even if you're 45, what would you do in 9 years, in 10 years? When you will be 50, 55, and you will be still young, still with energies to enjoy your life. Am I wrong? So what we say is, suppose that you are 40, 45, and you want to move in a place with your family. I would suggest, in terms of well-being, and then also we'll talk about the revenues. So let's say that you work. Let's say that you have a salary or can have a collaboration with a company between 100 and 150,000 euro per year, let's say, plus you have dividends and other things. So what I would do is either I would move to the north of Italy, applying the impatriate regime, but of course you see I'm saying north of Italy, not south. Even if you say, okay, south, if you watched the other video, you may have seen that there are more incentives to move to south of Italy. But here again, I'm talking if you have 40, 45 years old and you have a family and you have to guarantee an education to your children, meaning university, meaning high school, I don't know. So, for instance, I would move to Milan or Bologna, another good city in the north of Italy, whether you can have a good education, a good healthcare. You are close to Switzerland, so you can basically also live in two countries, respecting the limits. So you can live also 6 months in Austria and 6 months in Milan, for instance. You can go skiing, and in 3 hours you will have the seaside in Emilia-Romagna. 2 hours and a half. You have the high-speed train, 3 hours, you are in the city. Again, here I'm not minimizing only the tax. Instead, you can also do another things. You can move to Portugal. For instance, in Lisbon I would live because of the weather, because of the pretty good condition of education, healthcare. It's a little bit hard then to move because you are in a country at the end of Europe, we can say. So it is not easy then to move to, I don't know, travel by car. Instead, from Milan you can go Switzerland, you can go in the center of Italy, in Umbria, Toscana, to have a nice weekend. You can go wherever you want. Lisbon or Milan? This is the question of today. It depends, because we have different regime. So if you have 40, 45, the first question that you need to ask yourself is, how many here do I need to work from now? Like, I can afford living only with my investments. Can I afford to work only another 5 years and then retire? Can I afford to living only using dividends? Or do I have a lot of assets abroad, a company, for instance, abroad, so big, like in Dubai, and I'm referring to a case that we analyzed last day in a call, that I have plus that 500,000 euro in revenues, dividends, that I don't have to work in Italy, so I can use the 100,000 euro flat tax. Those are the questions. Before doing a consultancy call, you need to ask yourself what you want to do in 5-10 years. And I'm sure that if you are 40, 45, you already know. You already know. You know, we have a consultancy with a person from United States. He already knew more or less where to go in 5 years. So it was like, if things go like this, I would do this, or if I have to work another 5 years, I would do that. And that's important the year, because if you are not married, you are 50 years old, you can retire, go to south of Italy, yeah? Like another person who contacted us, he was American, and European passport as well, but that doesn't count. And he wanted to apply the retire regime, the 7% in Italy, in Sicily. Great, right? So the thing is, if you are in an age where you need to work, you need to try to minimize your tax pressure. Again, another thing to consider that we sometimes forgot to mention in the videos is that those regimes last 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. So if you are 40 and you want to retire, try to understand what you can do next. Where can you go in 10 years? We are releasing now a premium version of our video course, How to Pay Less Taxes in Italy, and we also analyzed the Cristiano Ronaldo case. If you remember, Cristiano Ronaldo, the famous football player, moved to Italy with a contract with the football club Juventus, using this high network individual regime, flat tax. I was reading an article just 5 minutes ago. In 2020, I think 592 people moved to Italy with this regime. It's a good way to avoid legally taxes in Italy, to enjoy Italy 100%. So this is very important. What would I do? I would consider big cities to have a higher education. So if you are instead 40, 45, you have a family, you have a low salary, and with low, I'm thinking already that you can use the forfait regime. You know, living in Milan with 50,000 euro, if you have a family, is not easy, you know. In Milan you spend already at least 1,000, 1,500 for a decent apartment, decent, not a huge villa mansion, you know. So it depends what you want to do. What I suggest also is to check with your company if you are a high paid employee. High paid, what do I mean? 100, 150, 200,000 plus. To check with your company if you apply for the expatriate regime. Then we can also do the consultancy directly with your company, your employer, let's say. You can also consider to suggest to the company to open a branch in Italy of your company and using this regime. Because we also did a consultancy once with a Brazilian person. He was, I think, a manager of a big tree company. You know, the big tree. He didn't mention the name. I mean, we know the name, but we cannot say it here. So he was moving to Milan, opening a branch in Milan. So he was opening a branch, applying for the expatriate regime. That was great. So if you work for a company, try to, because sometimes in the corporation suggest you a service of double check the information. So you can have a consultancy with us and then, for instance, have Deloitte or EY double check the things just to be more aligned. So that's pretty much what I suggest. Also, before closing the video today, I wanted to say that if you have a particular questions, please contact us via email. A member of our team will reply to you, and if there are the possibility, if we can help you, if we have a solution, specific solution for you, we will reply as soon as possible. You can also do the 15-minute free consultations call. In this call, we will tell you, we will ask you questions and see if we can help you with our services. Moreover, they will, by the end of this week or next week at latest, we will also releasing the premium version of our video courses with more than, there are like 7-8 cases analyzed, discussed of 7-8 clients. And we also have the bonus of the Cristiano Ronaldo cases that we just read his case and we analyzed. I'm telling him here he applied for the high net worth individual tax scheme. So until next time, Fausto Carnevale. If you enjoyed this video, please do not forget to subscribe to the channel and share your video with your friends, with your colleague, or whatever person may be interested. So until next time, enjoy your staying in Europe.